Yeah, I fucking said it. Okay, hear me out. I don't think Shadow the Hedgehog is a very good game. I don't think this is very controversial. However, I also don't think Sonic Heroes is a very good game, and I think it's relevantly worse in a few important ways. What I'm saying is it's a fucking dogshit awful video game. And that's a shame, because I absolutely adored the game growing up. I loved how it brought together Sonic and all of his friends, and rivals, and groupies, and weird neighbors that you don't talk to, but you still wave to when you see them because you don't want to look like an asshole. I mean, I didn't know who they were, but it's fine. And for what it's worth, I still admire this aspect, at least at a base level. Myself and a large sect of the fanbase are tired of only Sonic being playable, with the occasional Baby Sonic cameo, downloadable Shadow, and DeviantArt wet dream. And the part that hurts is that I want to love this game. I love the art aesthetic, the music goes harder than diamonds, and even if the characters look like they were designed to look like Happy Meal toys, I still enjoy the colors and find the models to have a certain appeal. Even the voice actors knocked it out of the park. Not you. Not you. Go away.
Whee!
This was Ryan Drummond's last performance as Sonic in a console game before the cast was replaced with the 4Kids dub team, and it's easily his best yet. Even Knuckles' VA, Scott Scott, who first played Knuckles in Adventure 2, has a much more energy-filled performance and fits the character wonderfully, and Jennifer Dolliard plays her best performance of Amy yet. But I've tried multiple times since my childhood to get back into it, but it just never clicks like it used to. I've tried playing it with friends who used to love it, I've tried playing it in very short sessions, I've even tried playing it, but it just doesn't hit like it used to. I keep coming back to the same complaints. You want fast Sonic? You got it, but good luck controlling him comfortably through these tight corridors. You don't want Tails in a mech? Okay, but he's going to be constantly chained to his teammates that makes him a drag to control, and somehow less mobile than his mech in SA2, making Sonic Adventure the one and only time 3D Tails was allowed to stand on his own feet, and no, Chao Garden SA2 Tails doesn't count, and also no, even after playing it, I'm still yet to see credible evidence that Sonic 06 is a real video game. Okay, well, maybe they did Knuckles good. Oh sure, he controls fine. Although any gliding or wall climbing are entirely gone, aside from the triangle dive, which is only really useful when the characters tell you it is. But so what, right? If he's fun to play, that's all that matters. And I'm happy to report that he is still punching things. But as with everything in this game, there's a catch. What is he punching? Why, enemies with slowly draining health bars, of course, some of which take a very long time to whittle down, particularly without any level ups, artificially extending the level to upwards of longer than it needs to be. That might also just be a skill issue, though. And those other characters I mentioned, they essentially function as alternate costumes and the game's difficulty slider with the occasional unique ability. For all intents and purposes, the level and moment-to-moment gameplay are the same, but varying in length and number of fun and cool enemies to fight. And, well...
Here's your next mission. Get out of the child's jungle. Must protect them from impact. And protect the
that. What a failed experiment the Chaotix were. Slow and boring missions that require you to find and complete objectives within linear courses. Even Heroes fans generally consider Team Chaotix the worst route in the game. I sure hope that they never do anything like that again. Now, for what it's worth, the story is fine. It's cool to see Metal Sonic, but the quality of a Sonic game has never rested on its story. A bad story doesn't make a bad Sonic game, and a good story doesn't make a good Sonic game. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, excuse me, I ordered Shadow the Hedgehog with a side order of Sonic Heroes. Where's the main course? Well, firstly, now you're not getting your Diet Coke refill for another 15 minutes. And secondly, I'm getting there. I just had to establish why Sonic Heroes is a... fucking dogshit awful video game. It's not, by the way. I would say it's just a dogshit game. Fucking dogshit awful might be a little extreme, but I had to be provocative so that people leave early hate comments. For engagement purposes. Anything for content, baby. So why do I think Shadow the Hedgehog is better than Sonic Heroes? Elementary. There's simply less game. For those who don't know, directly following Sonic Heroes was Shadow the Hedgehog, a game built on the engine of Sonic Heroes. Many of the physics carry over, and mechanics are borrowed or tweaked from Heroes. And, well, if I don't like Game A and Game B is just a modified version of Game A, you can guess how I feel about it. It's not very good. However, there are some important differences between Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic Heroes that I think set the former apart as a vaguely better game. If nothing else, more fun. Now let's take a look at each of my criticisms of Sonic Heroes and how Shadow the Hedgehog solves them in the same way Going Outside solves my depression. Technically, but only on a surface level, and only in the moment. Shadow the Hedgehog takes the 12 available characters in Sonic Heroes and cuts that number down to just one. It's Shadow. This means that the power and fly formations from Heroes are gone, leaving only the speed character. Shadow still controls as slippery as ever, but now that he's the only character, the level design is able to facilitate that just a little bit more. It's like going from fighting with a rusty knife against a bear to fighting with a rusty knife against a wolf. Still not a good spot to be in, but at least your bad tool is slightly better equipped for the situation. My analogies are so ass, dude, what? Enemy health bars are back, and without the power character, this sounds like it would be an awful time waster. The homing attack is arguably more pitiful in its damage, not to mention reliability, and they added a consolation punch combo that's gotta be one of the worst feeling melee attacks in any game I've played besides the Amigo characters in this exact game.
Could you even destroy Chaos?
That's my jump height.
But if there's anything you know about this game, it's probably all of the... Shadow's guns typically shred through enemy health bars, making them a breeze to defeat. Additionally, most enemies drop guns themselves, be they alien weapons, robot guns, or a goddamn blicky, so it's easy to take a new weapon or replenish the ammo on your gun and your sword. Okay. Now, let me be clear. Is this dumb? 1000%. I unironically loved it when I was 10, but nowadays I recognize it's, oh my god, it's so dumb. What I can't deny is that from a gameplay perspective, it makes the combat less of a slog, and that's gotta count for something. So yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog is a better game than Sonic Heroes. I've talked about both the games extensively, covered everything, there's nothing left to talk about, so thanks for watching, and
How about the two of us take all these rings back?
Help me get away from these pesky gun soldiers.
Victor told me that he wants me to find 5 top secret discs.
Find the last one and finish him off.
oh boy. I guess we better talk about that, huh? So I said at the beginning that Sonic Heroes is a better game than Shadow the Hedgehog.
No, you're wrong. It's false. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication.
The problem is that what constitutes better is extremely vague based on arbitrary whims. It'd be more apt to say Shadow the Hedgehog can be more fun than Sonic Heroes, but that's not as good of a title for SEO or engagement, and I need strangers on the internet to notice me. When I'm playing the neutral route in Shadow, I'm able to focus exclusively on getting to the end of the level, like a Sonic game. It's like playing 6 levels in Heroes, only as a speed character. This is Shadow at its best. However, then the nightmarish realization sets in that if you want any of the X number of levels, I'm not counting, you have to deal with more goddamn Chaotix missions. At least they were nice enough to give you teleporters. Now, if you expect me to defend these in Shadow, don't. They're just as bad, if not worse, than the Chaotix missions. That means that the bulk of Shadow the Hedgehog's content is the absolute worst that Sonic Heroes has to offer. However, the best that Shadow the Hedgehog has to offer exceeds that of Heroes, and importantly, you don't have to interact with those missions at all to complete a route of the game. When I play Shadow the Hedgehog, I only run the full neutral route, because it's something almost resembling fun. Heroes is generally not. Then again, Sonic Heroes has a much better soundtrack than Shadow the Hedgehog, if not one of the best in the series. As we all know, a Sonic game can only be judged on the quality of its music. So actually, I think Heroes might be the best game in the series. But yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog is just generally more fun than Sonic Heroes, at least when played under the right settings. And really, at the end of the day, doesn't matter, Uncle Ben. Both are fucking dog shit awful video games. Good luck out there. Real quick. Did you know that this game sucks? What if it sucked even more? That's the question that my friend asked, and I foolishly entertained when he suggested we see how far you can get in Shadow the Hedgehog if only the Player 2 partner character can progress the missions. He recruited me as his Player 2, and I can confidently say that I've never had a worse gaming experience in my entire life.
I'm lightheaded. I need more monster.
All right, only
I'm disconnecting. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep.
So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, links in the top right of the screen and also in the description. And also in the end card. And also in your walls. This video wouldn't even exist if not for him teaching me how to edit from scratch in less than a week, so go show him some love. It's that. My mic's on a cord. It's that. Fuck, I spilled on the floor. Oh no. And it's not, I mean, it's not, it's, I have to go clean this up. Anyways, thanks for watching. Roll the clip.
I can move you. I can't kill any soldiers or aliens. You have to do it.
Oh! Alright, I'll fuck with this. Alright, no, let's send it. And this gives me a chance to shit on Sonic Heroes. Let's do it! Fuck Sonic Heroes! Bad game!
This enthusiasm would not last long.
Oh my god, there's some on my fucking chalkboard.